Hello, my friends. Paperdag here with a new episode of Currently Inked, which is highly overdue. So let's take a look at the pens before I actually write with each one of them. This is a Waterman Edson, the Opus 88 Jazz Orange, Opus 88 Picnic Blue, Schneider, probably just a school pen, and I call it Schneider Geisha. This is a Delta Dune Horizon with the orange window here. This is my beloved Lamy 2000 with the double broad oblique nib. This is maybe an extra fine nib, and this so the total opposite from its neighbor here. I got a Schaefer Touchdown with a beautiful nib that you'll see in a minute. Here is an Aurora Ypsilon, which I call my Lisbon pen because my daughter FaceTimed me from the flea market there, and then she ended up buying this one for me. I got a good deal on it too because she was low on cash. A Kaweco Supra brass, which I have almost always inked with a double broad nib. Here's another double broad nib in a vintage Kaweco. This is my newest Parker 51 from my friend. I purchased it from my friend Joel in New Mexico in Alamogordo, and I am very excited about it. This is another new pen that I got through Joel, a pen trade, and it's a Parker dual fold in a glorious green color here. And here we have a Parker 21, I believe. This is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim Grateful Crane with a fine medium nib. Here is a Pelikan 150, M150. And here is a vintage GH Schulfüller. Okay, let's get going. And this is my new currently inked notebook. Yet again, Tomoe River paper, the old Tomoe River paper. And I usually put ink-related stickers on the front or not, in this case. Pen Realm, Simone, and of course, Birmingham Pen Company. Kaweco, yes, I love. And here I'm missing another sticker. I have had to replace this one. And then front page, some ink play and currently inked. And here's my first 3 pages. And now, today, is November 23 of 2024. It has the L marked on the bottom here for this broad nib, and sometimes when I haven't written with it, or if it's a dry ink and I have to prime the feed, I have some problems because I hold my pen fairly far in the front, I guess, and so I sometimes get an inky thumb, but that's okay. I don't mind. So the ink in this is Ferris Wheel Press Majestic Maple Syrup. A sample from Alexandra. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh. Opus 88 Jazz Orange. And as you'll be able to see, I don't sort the pens in the box by color, but they're sorted by size and by pen maker. And this ink is Fountain Fader. Octopus Collab. And this beautiful orange is called Midsummer. And the sample came from Kirsten. Broad nib is an Esterbrook nib, as far as I know. They didn't have a B on it, so they exchanged it for me. I mean, I bought it in when I bought the pen at Drumgools in Houston. Oh, see, it was writing fine without me opening the back. And here we have, do I need to open this one? Maybe. I love seeing the bubbles coming up when I do that. See that? Such a child. I think this pen still suffers a bit from being inked with shimmer ink, so I gotta shake it out a little bit at times. But it's such a beauty. What happened to all caps here for the pen names? This is, again, Fountain Fader. Collab with Octopus from Kirsten, and the fabulous name is Twitter. Such a great ink. Dusky pink with shimmer. Schneider Geisha. And the ink is Vinta Lacambini. And this I got, the sample I got from Lorelei. Didn't even write the nib size here because it doesn't have one. I bet all of these pens have a medium size. Okay. This baby sometimes has hard starts, but not today. Come on, Doc. Caps, all caps. Delta, Dune, Horizon. With a broad nib, and the ink is, I have to peek. Birmingham pen. I knew it was an ink sample from Sherry, but I was just completely spacing out on the name. Poos Lagoon. And this is a shimmer ink. Gorgeous, gorgeous color. In a beautiful pen. When have you not seen this one? If it was not inked, then I talked about needing to ink it, right? Lamy 2000, double broad oblique. This is now really funny for me because I had this pen with this ink struggled at times. And I thought, wow, this pen has trouble. It must be a very dry ink. But sometimes, I tell you, it's the combination of an ink, a pen, and the paper. And that's what it must have been. No problem here. Look at this. I mean, even when I pause, I don't know when I used it last, like 3 days ago or so. Color verse and ta-ta-ta. This is Las Vegas. Too light for many folks out there probably, but I love it. Next is, and you've seen this before, it's an engraved Schaefer touchdown, sorry. Heidi from Malcolm. And this one was a flea market find. I think I got this in Maryland, as far as I recall. And I am very sad for their relationship because I assume it must have ended since Heidi sold this beautiful pen, even though Malcolm was a great guy who gifted her a great pen. Sorry, I had to go into detail about this engraving because I'm so intrigued by it and I want to know the story of Malcolm and Heidi. And look at this nib. What the, right? This would not write when I started using it again. And then Joel did some magic. I think he replaced, I think the grip section had been black and Joel replaced it with this one because it was warped and that affected the writing. And it is a fine writer anyways, or maybe even extra fine. So you really need a well-flowing ink, but I think this one may almost be empty, is it? I don't know. Can't see. I think that is dark. So let's give it a little push here. Because this is way too dry for my liking right now. And I wonder if it struggles more when you haven't used it in a while. For me, this feels like enough extra fine. Maybe it's not, who knows? So, and it doesn't say on the nib. It is a gold nib as far as I remember. Let me take my loop. 14K, yes. And the ink is not capitalizing anymore, Doc. Come on. $130 something. What was it? Let me see. $233. $223. Sorry. What, can't they give it a name like blue black or so people can actually remember? Oh my goodness. And I got this from Peter when Simone had organized the ink swap. I think it's been 2 years now. Yeah. And now this Aurora Ypsilon. I think they came in different colors. I don't know how old it is. Great writer. Medium gold nib. And I should say that this is my Lisbon pen because that's the one from the Lisbon flea market. And the ink is a mystery ink, which was a sample from Desiree of Zen and Ink, who really should make videos again. Right? I'm sure you will agree. And here comes this beauty. By the way, I never post my pens. This one has even the screw-on option, but it's a heavy pen and it's very well balanced. It's fine. I adore this ink color. Cabico Supra brush, double broad nib, and the ink is Tiranishi Emotional Olive. Another sample from Lorelei. It's funny because sometimes I say, oh, the nib is too big for me, da da da. This one, same size, love it, no problem. So it's sometimes, I don't know what it is about, maybe it's the pen nib combination that does that, I don't know. It's a great pen, very good to carry for trips, you know. Okay, I don't need to get you out of frame yet. You are a little bit of a princess here, you little Kavico double broad. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, hard starting on me. Kavico BP11. Maybe it's the angle, how I hold it. I don't know. I'll have to play with this one. And the ink is freshly imported from Germany. It's Schneider Lilac. Oh, this is frustrating. Don't know what to do about this. I'll have to use it some and see what happens. Let me see. I do believe it is a gold nib. Yes. 14 karat. May have just gotten ink on my nose. All right, I will have to play with this, but look at that. This ink in a double broad in a pen with a double broad nib, that's pretty awesome when it writes. Here is my beautiful Parker 51. Let's call this also a double broad nib, and the ink is the Atramentis John Adams. Oh, I love this ink. I had a sample from Alexandra from my pen pal in Germany, and then I had her help me find an ink bottle because I loved it. I fell in love. And now a Parker Dual Fold. Come on, baby. They want to be talked to, don't they? A little bit of a friendly word and gentle touch. Ooh, I love the sound this makes. Okay, this is Aurora. I have to clean that. Altgoldgrün. It has a B in there. Yes. Parker 21, that was a cheap deal at an antique store in Texas. And I know why it was cheap, because it has a crack here. But it's a sac filling mechanism, so no ink is leaking out here, so far I'm good. That's a medium probably, or a fine nib. Okay, let's put this. Feels like a fine. What did I write before? I mean, it's guesswork, you know, because you can't see the nib size. You can't see it. I don't see any writing on it. Yeah. And the ink is Robert Oster. Cafe Crema. That's another one. I should mark the ones that I have bottles of with a heart. That would be a nice way of doing it. Yep. This is the 21. Sailor Pro Gear Slim, I believe. I don't know why I know that it's a slim, but also has a 14K nib. Come on, don't slack on me. I love this pen and ink combination. And this is a fine medium nib, and the ink is Ferris Wheel Press April Showers. And I am so in love with this ink. Well, which ink is there that I don't love? I love all my inks. Never mind. Do not listen to a word I say. Sample from Alexandra. Beautiful, very hard gold nib. And this is, I hope I'm still getting some writing out of it because it's almost out. This is a little Pelikan 150. M150 with a medium nib, and the ink is it's Coastal Village, and it is, oh man, I thought I was going to come up with it, Lennon Toolbar. And if your memory is better than mine, Coastal Village from Alexandra, whom I never call Alex, but just for the sake of the space here. But I did want to show you, I don't even know why I switched these around, but I had it in the Mont Blanc 12 with the double broad oblique nib, and that was super nice also. But I wanted to see how it writes in a finer nib. And it's really, I mean, both look really nice, nice shading. Yes, and now the last one. Oh my gosh, look at all of this empty space on the page. But there's only one slot. I mean, it's not really a slot. There's space for just one more pen after this. So I'll see what happens later today. You know me, but I've been so good. Oh, it's not as bad as I thought earlier. So this is the Giha, and as you know, it is a piston filler, and I'm not even gonna say anything about that. And unfortunately, it's not engraved. I love it when these have a name engraved. Wait a minute, what does it say here? Let's take a look. Oh my gosh, it's a number. Wow. 09 something. 029488855. So, and now that didn't do us anything, did it? And this lovely ink is Aurora, Les Toits de Paris. So this definitely writes lovely now, and the ink is not as light as it looked like before. Look at this. I think it really was struggling because there was nothing under the paper. Yeah. And let's go through them again and add the heart for my bottled inks. Usually I gave all the names, and oh, Sherry, I forgot you. This Lagoon sample from Sherry. This is a bottle. John Adams is a bottle. And it's funny because you think that you can push this nib down hard, but the opposite is the case. So I just gotta work and play with this guy. Yeah, so a bunch of bottled inks here. And a bunch of pens here. And I hope you liked this lineup, and I cannot say that I have a favorite combination right now. Big question to you. Do you have a favorite? All my new ones, I'm looking forward to writing with both these Parkers. This one, finicky. Well, this one also, I'm looking forward to that one too. Yeah, fun. Well, to everybody who has shared their inks with me, I want to thank you again. And thank you also, of course, for being here today.